Good morning, all. Welcome to the new session. And in this session, we are discussing about international news flow and information superhighway, media imperialism. Actually, these terminologies, these terms are closely interconnected, and let's discuss in detail about. As the title indicates, what is international news flow? It's like a news flow from one country to another. But indirectly, we should understand uh, how the superpower countries, how the financially developed countries are manipulating or influencing the world news flow. Studies on global news flow typically attempt to understand why certain countries are more newsworthy than others. It indicates how some countries are getting more consideration. Because just imagine, we celebrated American presidential election, and we know who is the president, the current president, and who was before, who was the president. And we are familiar with Biden and Trump, but at the same time, when we think about the other Latin countries or other underdeveloped African countries or any other countries in the world which are underdeveloped, which are developing countries, and they are getting least important because they are developing countries, they don't have enough financial power. And why the superpower countries are always getting consideration, and even they are controlling the entire news flow of the world. Along the years, it has been found that the economic power of countries plays a particular role. As we know that if we have enough money, we'll get lots of consideration. Like that, the countries which has enough money, which ensures a lot of money and other powers, and they can easily control the entire world politics and the entire media, because they have the facilities and they have the power also. So in the latest session, we discussed about the international news agencies, AP, AFP, and Reuters. See, the news agencies are from the major countries. The last one, Xinhua, is from China. China is an economical power. When we think about the major news agencies, these news agencies are from superpower countries: USA, France, China. So why they are getting much consideration? Because they have power, they have enough uh, infrastructure and other facilities also. And what is the what should I say? What's the problem behind some countries, when some countries controlling this news? What will be the problem? The thing is that they can easily inject or they can easily disseminate their particular agenda. See, thus the US has been found to be very prominent news mentions around the world for China, Western Europe, and Middle East. Like I said, why US is getting lots of consideration because they are very powerful in terms of finance, in terms of political power, in terms of other facilities. For example, we know quite when things about US politics, political leaders, like I explained these things. We are familiar with the Hollywood movies, and we are familiar with the American politics and major cities, multinational corporations, etc. On the other hand, what is your knowledge of many South American countries except for their achievements in football, and other even African countries, several Asian countries? They are getting least consideration from the media. These countries would hit headlines only affected by major disasters. See, African countries and other underdeveloped countries, they are sometimes they get consideration. They hit the headlines because only when they affect major disasters, natural calamities or other disasters, when they affect natural disaster or other tragedies or even a terrorist attack, it will definitely make news because natural calamities and political clash and other even terrorist attacks always makes news. The unequal representation of the world and other representation of developing countries have been already for a great concern. 1950s, even from 1950s onwards, so many scholars uh, they have been studying about this phenomenon, why the major countries are getting, why they are controlling the entire media like that. Major scholars, they have started studying the phenomena. And so MacBrit, so later session we will be discussing about MacBrit report, and the report is regarding with this phenomenon, and let's discuss that later. Information superhighway, the next terminology is information superhighway. It's like the situation where we get instant information, and the situation uh, when we get super, I mean, internet facilities in a jiffy like that. So within seconds, or our internet speed or our facilities will have such kind of speed. The Oxford English Dictionary defines the term a route of network for the high speed transfer of information. It's the terminology says that Oxford English Dictionary defines a route or network for the high speed transfer of information. It's like when we think about our highway, or our road facilities in India, and compare the road facilities in Dubai. I have given examples here. Information superhighway can be simply simplified by an example. Imagine the traveling in a four-lane express highway, we can easily reach our destination. But when we go to Kozhikode from Kannur, we cannot reach on time because of traffic, because of the congested road. And like that, where we get enough facilities, or where we have internet speed, I mean, more internet speed, we can easily access the net, and we can easily access information and other facilities. So that's the term defines information superhighway. Many advanced countries and some cities of developing countries have access of uninterrupted and high-speed internet facilities. See, developed countries, they have facilities, high-speed internet facilities, and they can easily access all the information from the internet, and they can easily even control the internet, and they can they can even they can use all the facilities in a jiffy, and they can easily uh, do their work within a limited span of time. Media imperialism, the term is closely interconnected with other terms. Media imperialism. And what is media imperialism? Because see, first I said, earlier I said, some countries are getting more consideration from the media, and some countries are even controlling the media. So when what is the risk of that? When some countries are controlling the entire media, what is the risk? What will be the risk? See, other countries. So we are getting lots of news from America and other developed countries. So we think that America is the best, and we should live like American lifestyle, and they can easily disseminate their particular agenda. And and in at the same time, see, we are least bothered about what is happening in Africa and what's happening in other underdeveloped countries. So they can easily export their culture in other countries through their news, through their news agencies. They can easily uh, write, or they can easily disseminate about the culture of the country, even the politics, even their films, even their sports persons, even about their celebrities. That's why we are familiar about Hollywood cinemas, least bothered about other underdeveloped countries' films or culture, and they are easily exporting all the culture, their culture, through their media, through their news agencies. So that is what the term media imperialism says. Media imperialism is not just an international phenomenon. When large amounts of media outputs are produced by just a few or even one company, then that too is considered media imperialism. See, like earlier we discussed about international news agencies, and these agencies are from major countries like America, France, and China. These countries are economically superpower countries, and they are developed countries. Countries such as Canada and Italy are examples. This type, even countries are examples. Canada and Italy, they are economically superpower countries, and um, we can take examples like countries, Canada and Italy. Countries like Canada and Italy, and so after this session, we will be discussing about MacBride Commission report, and every country should get equal information, and every country should have facilities like internet facility, high speed internet facilities. And to curb media imperialism, what is the solution for to curb media imperialism is every country should have facilities, and every country should be participating in news making, like that report, one scholar MacBride, he submitted a report, and we'll be discussing that what is MacBride Commission report. But before explaining MacBride Commission report, you should understand what is media imperialism, information superhighway, and other terminologies. So I hope you could understand these terminologies, and uh, when we discuss media imperialism, let's discuss again all these terminologies, and I hope you got it. Thank you.